Hello, dear students. Today I have the honor to have this meeting with one of our professionals, Hristo Yonchev, who will explain everything you need to know about Python and Django course. So, hello, Hristo.
Hello, everybody.
It's nice meeting you. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself to our students and what have you been doing in the IT industry lately?
Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Hristo Yonchev, and I have around 18 years of experience as a software developer using different technologies, mainly C# and Python as a programming languages, and Microsoft technologies. So have a lot of experience with web application development with, again, these two technologies, let's say Python+Django and Python, and also with ASP.NET and C#. So I'm also Microsoft certified trainer and teaching in parallel with my job as a software developer, courses about web application development or software development. So have also other experience with front-end web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and backend technologies like, as I mentioned, ASP.NET, Django, and others. So this is my profile related to this course, and that's what I can say very shortly for me.
For you. Okay, so can you please tell us, is this course popular nowadays? What is the demand for it? What professionals get out of this course? Tell us a little bit about the course itself.
Yeah, good question. Of course, web application development is always popular, and Python is one of the top languages, which is now, and probably, as you know, in this year, 2022, Python is the top programming language from all other programming languages. For the first time in history, Python is #1 as a programming language before any others like Java, C#, C++, and other programming languages. So that's why, as you might see, there is a lot of jobs related to the Python development, not only web development with Django, but just Python. And that's why our course later we're going to see, we're covering something like a little bit more about, more of the topics are about Python, and some of the topics are about web application programming with Django. So that's why software developers which knows Python and web application development with Django are, there is a high demand of them, and there is a lot of jobs, very well paid jobs. So the future is of Python and web application development.
So there is a really big demand for such professionals nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Can you please tell us a little bit about what topics this course will have, and what kind of course will it be? It will be more practical or theory-based? Tell us what the students will be learning with you.
Yeah, let me tell you what this course is going to cover. There is, we're going to start with Python development. What is Python? So this course is going to discuss Python as an open source programming language. And we're going to later to move to web application development. But we are going to see that the Python is used not only for web development, it is used for data analysis, for machine learning, robotics, testing, and automation. So it is pretty nice, powerful, but very nice syntax simplicity to create programs with Python. So that's why very big organizations are using Python. Google, Yahoo, IBM, and many other big organizations are using Python. So this course is a training course. Will learn you about Python and Django, and also the students will have hands-on exercises, WAPs, which me as an instructor, I'm going to lead you how to write applications with Python and Django framework for web applications. So this is about what is this course for. Probably something like 2/3 of the course is about Python. 1/3 of the course is about web programming with Django as a framework.
Okay. Okay, that sounds okay. Can you please tell our students, are there any prerequisites that they should have, or any skills potentially the students might have to get before joining this course?
Yeah, I can say that any programming experience with any other programming language, including Python, will be very good. And it's not always required, but this course doesn't start really from very beginning. So you need to have some experience with the programming languages, but still, because we're going to cover all the syntax about Python, starting from conditional statements like if, else, match, like switch case and others, like whoops, for or while whoops, which exist in Python. But we're going just to see how they are done with Python as a syntax. Otherwise, some programming experience with any other language is very good to have, and even let's say even required, because this course very quickly will go to more advanced topics, and later when we're talking about web programming with Django and so on, all this knowledge will be helpful. So also some experience with Python is also good to have, not required, but it's good to have. So these are some kind of prerequisites. Some experience with some other programming language is very good to have. Otherwise, it will be a little bit too steep, too fast to work this course.
The students will be overwhelmed with the knowledge they will get from the first day. So they should probably have some experience with writing code.
Yeah, for sure. They need to know how the computers are working, what are the programming languages, different type of programming languages. Even that in the beginning, we're going to specify why the Python is not compiled, but interpreted. What are the interpreters in Pythons and everything. But still, every knowledge related to the programming language is required and good to have.
Okay, so in the end of the course, what is the exam? Are there multiple choice questions, or is it project-based? They have something they need to create, and then it will be reviewed.
For this course, we're going to have labs and a project after the course, a project which the students needs to complete, which will have two parts. One is just project related to the programming with Python, and another is a web application written in Django. But after the course, there is an official exam which they can go. So the exam is covering, this is official exam, which is called IT Specialist Python Certificate from Pearson VUE. So this exam is covering, let's say, the basics of Python. The exam is to prepare. The exam is to test if the developers are good Python specialists. So the exam content covers pretty basic stuff. In our course, we're going to cover much more advanced topics, but the exam is covering what are data types, operators, for example, control flow statements, and decisions like if, else, while, whoops, input, output, working with strings, for example, documentation of the code, and error handling with try, except, finally, and how to raise exceptions with raise command, let's say, in Python. Also, how to perform unit testing with unit tests, and so on and so on. Also, what are modules, packages, and built-in modules, and how to install additional packages from PyPy. So these are the topics which are covered in the exam. And you just need to know that exam is not only testing your knowledge, but also your experience. So that's why our course is, let's say, not only lectures, but also some exercises. And there is a project, practical project, which the students needs to complete at the end.
Okay, so in the end of the course, they will have a project where they will be using all the knowledge they gathered during the course to test how much they have gained and understand the material.
Exactly.
Okay, and there is a separate exam, which is the official exam, which they can take from Pearson VUE, and then they will get a professional certification.
Exactly. This is pretty known exam, so very well recognized. So it's not some. So the exam is very recognized by the companies, so they can put later this certificate in their CVs.
Okay, so that was partially my next questions. When they have successfully certified themselves and they put this certificate in their CVs, can they directly apply for a job, or are there more steps that they need to take before applying for a position?
Of course, learning more is always required, of course, our course will cover some material, but we're going to give additional links and references during our course. So let's say if the students learn everything that we're going to cover in this course, they can apply as developers, but our course is covering let's say, Python as a programming language and also one technology, which is web application development with Django. If they later wish to specialize in some other areas like data analyst, data scientist, testers, and so on, they need to learn these topics which are outside of this course. So this course is about Python, learning Python, and Django is for the web application programming. But later, the students can decide to go to other areas like data analysis or data scientists, where Python is very strong. So in this course, we're going to give additional links, materials about these topics. So depending on what the students like in Python and what they wish later to do with Python, they need eventually to learn something more. But for the web application development, this course is more than enough if they do all the projects and all the tasks during the course.
Yeah, so you have basically answered what is the job position that is suitable for the specialists who complete this course.
Web application developers.
Yeah, web application developers. Can you please tell us, in your vast opinion, what should the next step be for our students? Is it directly, do you recommend directly the students go and find a job and to test their skills and grind and improve what they have known and what they have learned from this course? Or should they immediately start learning something else to upgrade themselves?
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends of the answer depends of which, let's say, area they wish to use Python. If it's a web application development, they can directly after this course apply for such kind of jobs. And of course, in their jobs, they will learn even more. But if they, as I said, mentioned that they wish other areas like data scientists, data analysis, financial analysts, and others, they need to cover these topics. And we're going to mention what are the other libraries and tools which can be used in Python, like NumPy, SciPy, and others, which are covered, which are not covered in this course, but they are mentioned, and the students will know how to use them and we're going to give them enough materials if they wish to work, for example, later as a data analyst, financial analyst, and others. So this course will give them directions where they can later continue to evolve.
Okay, and will there be homework during the courses?
Yeah, there will be a lot of homeworks during the course. We prepared a lot of additional tasks as a homework. So after every session, the students will be able to continue to try everything that we covered during the course. A lot of homeworks, actually, more than enough to learn everything perfectly, because the idea is not only to work, but to put it in practice, to see how they can implement some real world applications. That's why we have a lot of homeworks actually for this course. Not everything is mandatory, most of them are optionals, but if the students complete them, we're going to check their quality, and we're going to give them advices how to improve them if there is a need, because some of the students implement them very well, and they don't need any advices.
Okay, and as we mentioned earlier, there would be a project in the end of the course. Can students use that project to bump up their priority in their CV? Can they include it in their CV as something they did, or is it not that important?
I see the question. Good question. If they complete the entire project, which we are going to give them as final projects, they can put this in their CV. So depending on how much they completed, because the project that we're going to give them is pretty big, some of the students will have enough time to complete it. Some of them probably will complete part of it. But for everybody that completes perfectly the project, they can put it in their CV, and they say that they completed such kind of projects, which is something like a real world project from the real
like a real case project.
Yeah, real world case, yeah, project from the real businesses.
Yeah. Okay, so that sounds really amazing. If they complete everything during the course and do the project, they can definitely use it in their benefit for applying to a job position.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the topics and pretty much everything about the course. Is there anything that you would like to add for our students, like encouragement or something else about the course?
Yeah, what I can suggest to them to learn even before the course something about Python, because they will have much more benefit from this course. Even that we're going to start really from the beginning. In case you see, the module 1 is introduction to Python and computer programming, later about data types, later about conditional execution, if, else, while, or for loop, functions, tuples, dictionaries, exceptions. But if they know them a little bit better before that, they will have can ask better questions, and because we're going to go in deep details in some of these topics, like modules, packages, and pip for installation additional packages, strings, list methods, exceptions, object-oriented programming, and other topics like generators, iterators, working with file systems, and working with standard library. Also, later we're going to discuss Django in deep detail. So if they know something about Python, it will be better for them to learn more in this course.
Okay, amazing. I think we covered pretty much everything. So thank you again for your time. You were really amazing. I hope welcome. The students like you and listen to you carefully during the course. Yeah, because that's really important. And thanks again for this meeting.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.